Welcome to Brad Allen Drums. For those of you who are new, my name is Brad Allen and I'm a professional drummer who's also been teaching private drum lessons for over 20 years. And now I'm doing my best to pass along all that knowledge to you. Today we're going to talk about dealing with stage fright. This will help you learn to relax while you perform, allowing you to play your best. Also, I have a gift I'd like to send you as a thank you for watching today. I have 10 of the best exercises for drumming speed that I've created. These are the same type of exercises that helped my student Matthew Lam win a fastest hands drumming competition 2 years in a row. Just follow the link in the video or in the comments below. Stage fright is something that I've dealt with on and off all through my entire musical career. It's probably common to most musicians. I define this as a fear that keeps you from performing at your best. The drums in particular are a very physical instrument, so I think it affects drummers the most profoundly. There have been times where I have become so nervous from stage fright that I felt paralyzed, like I could barely move. When this happens, it doesn't matter how much technique you have, it doesn't matter how much independence you've mastered or what great ideas you have in your head, because you simply can't play them. So now that we've defined what stage fright is, what is the solution? What can we do about it? Here are 4 things I've found that have really helped me to overcome stage fright. Number 1, prepare to perform. This should seem obvious to most people. Are you ready to perform what you're expected to perform? There are so many examples I could give. For instance, I play jazz. In that genre, there are jazz standards, familiar tunes that musicians are expected to know. So if you're going to be playing that genre of music, you should learn the jazz standards. That's one example. If you're a blues drummer, the same is true. There are blues standards you should know if you're going to play in a blues band. If you're going to perform in a country or rock group, they may or may not be playing lots of familiar cover tunes. It's good to know as many of those as possible. It goes without saying, though, that if they are doing original songs, you need to have those down cold before you perform. Another example is performing rudimental drum solos for auditions or contests. You should know the solo that you're going to play like the back of your hand. It would be best to memorize it. You want to know this solo so well that if someone woke you up in the middle of the night and asked you to play it, you could play it half asleep. The more prepared you are for your performances, the more confident you will be and the less stage fright you will have. Number 2, use and expand your comfort zone. Most of us drive a car or ride a bicycle, and when you first started, you were probably nervous. You gradually became more and more comfortable. You probably started out in your driveway, eventually you moved out into the street, and eventually you were able to drive or ride in very busy traffic and be completely comfortable. Music is the same way. Always start with the easiest, most familiar things that you can when you perform whenever possible. If you're playing in a band, for instance, for the first song of the night, pick an easy song if you have that choice, not some crazy hard tune. You will build your confidence with that song for that performance. You then move on to another easy one or to one that's slightly more difficult before getting into your most difficult material. By the time you do get to that more difficult material, you'll probably be ready, confident, and warmed up. But if you start by playing your most difficult tune, it could be a disaster. You're not warmed up and you're nervous. Maybe you don't play well that first song. Now your confidence for the day or night is basically shot and your stage fright goes through the roof. This happened to a friend of mine playing for a large crowd at a county fair years ago. He was a guitarist, and they opened their set with Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. And needless to say, it was quite embarrassing for him. He was ready to play that song, but not the first song, of the set in front of such a large crowd. So don't let that happen to you. Start with something easy. If you're playing a jam session and you're nervous, try and call a very familiar tune to play first, again, if you have that choice. If you are nervous about playing in front of a bunch of judges, you're playing a rudimental solo or things like that, play first in front of some friends or family, maybe in front of another teacher, just anything to get you more comfortable playing that solo in front of people before you start playing in a more high-pressure situation in front of a bunch of judges. Number 3, practice relaxation exercises. These have to do with visualization, and these may seem a bit strange to you at first, but I promise if you try them just once, you'll be amazed how well they work. The more you practice them, the better you will get at them, and this will allow you to relax immediately while you're performing on the drums. I have a short article on my website that describes these techniques quickly and simply. Just follow the link in the notes below this video. Number 4, find ways of distracting yourself during your performance. If a particular audience member is making you nervous, don't look at them for a while. Ignore them for a few minutes. If it's practical, close your eyes for a second and totally focus on the music. Try looking at the drums as you're playing instead of the audience, just for a few minutes at a time. Sometimes that helps. You can also try looking at your band members rather than the audience for a few minutes, and this can really help you focus on the music rather than the audience. It's the audience that gives you stage fright, not the music. I can't promise you that these things will eliminate stage fright completely for you, but they definitely help. They can keep it down to a minimum. I'd like to thank you again for watching today. And I'd also like to send you a free gift. If you're interested in getting your hands together and simply learning to play faster, I have 10 exercises that I've created. And these are the same type of exercises that helped my student Matthew Lam win a fastest drumming contest 2 years in a row. Just follow the link in the video or in the comments below. And I'll see you next time.